Well, East, they're coached by Des Morris. He's in the dressing sheds with Andrew Slack.
Well, Des, you've pinpointed Brett Daunt and Peter Coyne as worries for Easts. How are you going to stop them?
Well, I think it has to be our defence again. We'll have to concentrate on moving up in a straight line. I don't think we can give either of those a half gap because they'll take them. Peter Coyne's obviously very good with his ball skills, so we'll have to make sure that he doesn't get too much running off him. Also, he's got a very good kicking game, so they're two very useful footballers. To be playing side by side, it makes it a bit difficult for the other side.
What about your own game? Can you improve on Friday night against North Queensland?
Well, I think if we just get a bit more consistent. I was very happy with the first 20 and obviously with the last 11, but for the other four, the rest of the game we tend to go to sleep a bit and play into their hands. So hopefully we can start as well as we did on Friday night and go on with it for the full 80 minutes.
What about injuries? Same 13?
It's the same 13 going on. We have got a couple of guys in a little bit of doubt. Cookie's got a muscle tear in his leg, but he comes through a fitness all right this morning. And Mark McIntyre's had a bad night with migraine, so we've covered that by making a change in the reserves. We've brought Peter Skin in as a front row specialist, and but I think we should be able to get through the game with what we've got.
OK, here's how the Tigers line up. Daryl Harrison is the fullback. The wingers are John Butler and Mark McDonald. The centres are Greg Eastman and Trevor Cook. 5'8" is Steve Dowden. The halfback is Craig McAlpine. The lock four are Darren Smith, Ian Staines and David Patterson are the second rowers. The props are Alan Bell and Mark McIntyre, and the hooker is Warren Neve. The other team in today's final is, of course, the Diehards. They're coached by Rossi Henrik. Once again, it's down to Andrew Slack.
Well, Ross, a really good effort against Toowoomba on Friday night. How can you improve on that for today's final against Easts?
We'd have to cut down our mistake rate and score more points.
What about your injuries? Everyone in the 13 right?
Yeah, the starting lineup's right. We got a little bit of injury trouble with Rion Pearce, but I think he should be right.
If he's fit, do you intend to use him the same way you did on Friday?
Yeah, he'll be coming late in the game.
Here's how the Diehards line up this afternoon. Steve Hegarty is the fullback. The wingers are Shane Buckley and Peter Shields. The centres, Peter Coyne and Kelly Egan. The 5'8", Brett Daunt. The halfback, Tony Catton. Lock forward is Wayne Cullen. The second row is Tim Fuller and Ziggy Strasser. The props are Lindsay Williams and Greg Walker. And the hooker is Billy Holmes. Now, commentators, as usual, Alan Thomas, Mick Vivers and Andrew Slack on the sideline. And, Alan, both teams have to back up after hard semi-finals on Friday night.
Well, thanks, Chris. Yes, both teams played Friday night. Mick, no doubt in my mind, the Diehards had the harder of the two matches, but I just keep getting back to Daunt and Coyne. They're controlling the game. I think the Diehards can win.
Well, it's a final, and I agree. They did have the hardest game, and I think it'll tell a bit. I think that brings East right back into it. I think East might get away with it if they have that straight line of defence and make way. I know I harp on that straight line of defence, but occasionally East break down, they're blind. A quick switch, which Daunt and these fellas can pick up quickly, catches them napping. I don't think they'll catch them napping. We're in for a great, great game, and I think that the Diehards will be just a little sore after those Toowoomba boys worked them over.
So you're going for East?
I'm going for East in a close one.
Right, Farmer goes for East, I go for the Diehards. Let's go to the managing director for the casting vote, Andrew.
Well, I think that both teams had a hard game on Friday night, so really I believe the Diehards' form is there on the board, and their forwards played very well on Friday night. They've got the backs, we know that. I think if East can swing it wide, they might be in for a chance, and it'll be close, but Diehards too good for me.
2-1 in favour of the Diehards. We'll see what happens in a moment. Back as both teams make their way onto Lang Park after this short break.
Who knows how to take Tony Roach's backhand volley, then cycle strobe it to study the action?
Sanyo.
Sanyo's new digital picture video recorder. Now at the push of a button, you can see a close-up. Scan all TV channels. Create special effects. And with picture-in-picture, watch a tape and TV show, or swap them over. Sanyo video recorders with the revolutionary digital picture VCR, the ultimate.
Sanyo, for people in the know. Sanyo.
Hey, Speedy, you want to go for some lunch?
No.
Some dinner?
No.
How about Pizza Hut's new Mexican pizza with beef, red kidney beans, onion, tomato, capsicum, and chili sauce, topped with sour cream, olives, and crisp corn chips?
Real beans?
Si.
Real Mexican sauce?
Si.
You've never tasted a pizza like our new Mexican pizza from Pizza Hut, only until June 1st. Dine in, take away, or home delivered.
Olé!
More copying paper.
Choosing your copying paper is a reflex action because you can rely on reflex.
Which freight operation is larger than any state competitor, more powerful than dozens of semi-trailers, and delivers most types of freight to over 400 centres on a statewide timetable? Freight Train, the super force in freight. And now, through accredited freight forwarders, Queensland Railways offers a door-to-door pickup and delivery service for commercial customers, putting freight back on the rails. Queensland Railways Freight Train, the super force in freight.
For about the price of the small runarounds our competitors are offering, this month's budget can do a family-sized Holden Commodore. Only $55 a day, including insurance.
Tonight, 6:30 on Our World.
The brain is a very big place in a very small space.
Human thought processes are investigated by Carl Sagan in his exploration of man's relationship with the cosmos.
Most astronomers, for example, consider extraterrestrial life a subject worthy of vigorous, if cautious, pursuit.
Imagine talking through space and communicating with a far-flung galaxy. Our World, tonight, 6:30 on Channel 9.
And Peter Coyne leads the diehards onto Lang Park for the Winfield State League final. A very, very good crowd in to see this match this afternoon. I know a lot of the State League matches haven't been played in front of big crowds, but there's a big gate in today. And they're going to see a crackerjack game between the diehards and Eastern Suburbs. The man that led them on, Peter Coyne, and the man in screen, Tony Catton, number 7. Man of the match here on Friday night, had a blinder, Mick.
He certainly did. That's why I gave him man of the match. He got that back line going when they had to get going, and there he is. He slotted in beautifully.
Well, if he serves the backs like he did on Friday night, the diehards will have a free-flowing game, and here's Craig McAlpine leading out the Tigers.
Have a look at the Giants in front of him, on either side of him.
Maybe one day they'll be running onto Lang Park in some shape or form in the big league. But the key man is number 2, Mark McDonald for Eastern Suburbs. 3 tries to him on Friday night. 7 tries for him so far in the Winfield State League. And speaking of try scoring, apart from Mark McDonald, Brett Daunt for the diehards has scored a try in every State League match played so far, including the Friday night semi-final.
In actual fact, Daunt's the find of this particular season, I feel. He's not only a player that backs up or moves, he defends strongly, and man on man, and that's where it really stands out. He can break the line, and that's the class. That shows class in a player.
Well, of these two teams on the paddock, East won the first State League ever played back in 1982. They won the final, beating Redcliffe 23-15. The following year, they played the diehards, and the diehards got home 21-12. 21-12, the diehards won the following year, defeating East in the final. And since then, Wynnum have won 4 in a row of the 6 played. So far, it's 1 win apiece in the Winfield State League for both these sides. David Manson is the man in the centre. He blows the whistle, and play is underway. Peter Shields. Quick play the ball inside their own quarter.
Injury straight away to Eastern Suburbs. Craig McAlpine down.
Holding the left shoulder. Hegarty. That's a big kick. Harrison just outside the 22. And he's tackled by Peter Coyne. Butler in from dummy half. And he's tackled by Holmes. Well, Eastern Suburbs moved the ball. It's quite a hot afternoon, Andrew. I suppose after the matches these fellows had Friday night, fitness is going to come into this match in the latter part.
Very much so, but I think both teams are on equal footing. They were hard games on Friday night. East coach Des Morris has been happy with the individuals, but he said before the game that he needs to really get the teamwork going, and he believes if they do that, they can win. He's been a bit concerned about the fact they've left it to the last 10 or 15 minutes in their last couple of games. He doesn't think they can afford that against Seagulls Diehards, and he's right. Ross Henrik, Diehards coach, has singled out the front rowers for East, Alan Bell and Mark McIntyre as the key men to put down. If they do that and they keep control of the ball, he believes they'll win.
So the diehards with Lindsay Williams 12 metres out from their own line.
He's getting back into an attacking position, even though they don't have the ball here, with a very good kick from McAlpine while Andrew was talking to you. And they needed that kick because they were under great pressure.
Daunt, ricochet, and he's dropped that ball. Oh, Darren Smith only had to pick it up and he was over and he's dropped it. Let's have a look at that in the opening minutes of the match.
Oh, yes. What an opportunity in a final. It was kicked down. He didn't knock it on there. Now it was a race. Now watch this. All he had to do, I don't know what he tried to do, but he didn't pick it up. He didn't dive on it. It was a bit of both.
He tried to pick it up and just place it over the line, and unfortunately Darren Smith didn't complete the job, and the diehards with a very, very lucky let-off early in the piece. Strasser towards the quarter line. He's met in very, very heavy defence. Driven back by Steve Dowden. Hegarty. Here's McDonald. With room. Picks up Harrison. He'll be tackled by Brett Daunt, but he's run it 10 metres outside the quarter. Bell. Almost to the 22, East. Neve to dummy half. Then it's through McAlpine. Dowden doesn't want Cook. Picks up Greg Eastman. Eastman just outside the quarter. Diehards very slow to get back the 5. Patterson. Inside the quarter now. Neve. McAlpine. Staines. Staines into space. He's tackled 10 metres out. Last one coming up. McDonald. McAlpine. Across the face and will go dead in goal.
Far too hard, but East look a little bit hungry this afternoon, and Andrew Slack, if they attack like this, I'd say diehards are in a little bit of trouble.
Yes, well, they've started to move the ball wider already, which they haven't done in their last 2 games. They use the fullback and the winger then, and Staines running wide. So if they can continue to do that, maintain the ball, they're a good chance.
Tony Catton has tackled 10 metres outside. He's 22. This is with Strasser. Had a big game on Friday night, Ziggy Strasser. And the diehards will be requiring something similar this afternoon. Now it's with Daunt, and it's a long pass to Egan. He's got around Eastman. But he's tackled.
Eastman a little light on in defence. He goes into grapple. He's got to use the shoulder and go straight in. He has this tendency to start, as you'll see, we've missed that. He's had to chase again. Be more committed in his defence.
McAlpine giving it to Dowden, and Dowden will be tackled by Wayne Cullen, who got out quickly from the scrum. East quick play the ball. It's with Trevor Cook. Tackled by Coyne and Egan with a bit of swisho around his ears, just to liven him up. Bell. Just inside diehard territory, 0-0 the score, and there's 4.5 minutes gone. McIntyre. Neve. Bell clapping his hands, but the play goes to McAlpine, to Cook. He'll be well and truly tackled, and the Tigers went back on that play the ball. Last one coming up. McAlpine to kick. Grubber. And over the head of Shane Buckley and into touch.
Buckley couldn't do anything about that. There's a part of the big crowd here, and I mean it is a big crowd. There's a lot of action going on in southeast Queensland today, but a big crowd here at Lang Park.
Catton. Daunt. Oh, they've got room now. Coyne. Egan. Here comes Harrison. And Harrison will get the big centre. And the big fellow from Cairns hits the dust. Shields goes to dummy half. He's getting up quickly in the play the ball. It was good work. Williams with the ball. Both these teams prepared to throw it around.
Watching East defence. This time they're going up, but they seem to come in a wedge type, and they're leaving Egan and the winger, Shields, unmarked.
Daunt, a huge kick. How's the roll? It won't go dead in goal, and Harrison will run it out. Coyne waits for him, gets him, And with the help of Brett Daunt, the East fullback goes to ground. Johnny Butler away from dummy half. He's 10 metres out from his own line. Patterson. East again moving it with their forwards taking the ball to within about 5 metres of the 22. McAlpine. This will be play on Daunt. And he's tackled just outside the quarter.
He's in trouble now.
Coyne looking for a runner, picks up Holmes. Spinning it to Hegarty. Oh, there's Egan into space. He'll run hard. He'll run at the line. Will he get there? By golly, he has. Oh, that's a strong run, Kelly Egan. The diehards in to score. 4 points to 0 they lead, and that was a tenacious try.
And just what I said would happen. East defence in that back line. There was no one there. Look at Holmes, a long pass. He beat the man, got a pass away, and there was no one home except the fullback. He's gone round, and there's the defence, and that's tenaciousness at its best, and a good try, a good individual try. But I could see that if the diehards moved it wide on any occasion since they've started, they were going to crack East back line because their defence is non-existent out there in the outside centres.
Well, Holmes did the right work, just clearing that ball with a monster of a pass to pick up Hegarty. Hegarty gets around Dowden, puts Egan into space. Now, Egan never had a man either side. He's lined up Harrison. He's gone straight for him. Held on to, has a look at the line. There it is. I can get there. You bet I can, brother. 4 points. And that's a great start. And when you look back as we have a look at the statistics of Kelly Egan, how vital would that drop pass be from Darren Smith in the opening minutes of the match near the line when each should have scored?
In a final, any drop pass over the line or close to it makes it very difficult for that particular team to hang in there, and they're going to feel the loss of those few points, I'd say, near the end of the second half.
Hegarty's hit a perler. Have a look at that. Straight as a die. And the diehards lead in the Winfield State League by 6 points to 0.
Monday, 7:30. Mum and Dad want some time alone.
I was impressed with some of your thoughts on the book.
Are you saying that you are in love with my mind?
I'm quite attracted to it.
But their plans are foiled.
Why are you here? What are you guys up to? Watch an old movie?
No.
You're having a chat?
No.
So what are you doing?
The Cosby Show.
Oh.
Monday, 7:30. Followed by A Different World on 9.
Hi, I'm Silvio, and this is where we make our famous Silvio's pizzas for you. We're waiting, so give us a call now on
368-1688. Bring Silvio's to your door.
If you have a problem with a leaking house, then you need Selly's Silicon Sealant from the Selly's Handyman Bar.
Mercedes-Benz engineering has led the development of the automobile for 100 years. And there has always been a clear distinction between the best in the world and others. Mercedes multi-link suspension sets new standards. The ABS computer maximizes braking control. The application of advanced aerodynamic principles always keeps the side windows clear of water and the tail lights clear of dust and dirt. The fuel tank is located centrally, the safest place. The entire car can be lifted by the strength of its door locks. And the body is a rigid steel safety cell. Superior safety systems and ergonomics leave the driver calm and relaxed. These are automobiles so technologically advanced, you are barely aware of the technology. Mercedes-Benz, engineered like no other car.
So East regroup after the diehards only in the eastern suburbs quarter on 2 occasions so far that I can remember in this first half, and one of them they've crossed the line.
And I'd say the paranoia that Easts have about Daunt and Peter Coyne, that's what's sucking them in. I think the coaches said get in there and nail them, but and there's the man I'm talking about. He said contain them and do. He said look at the gap outside Cook. Here it is again, 1 on 2. It's there all afternoon.
Egan again. What a nice prospect this boy is. Still only a teenager from Cairns, Kelly Egan. Catton giving it to Fuller. That wasn't the best pass. Catton will have to clean up and take the tackle. Just inside his own territory, Cullen from dummy half, kicking for touch. Harrison will have plenty of time. And then he'll have plenty of blue jerseys to confront him, and Daunt won't miss him. Right on the 22 is where Darryl Harrison is tackled. McAlpine from dummy half, giving it to McDonald.
East are walking.
Bell. East are going to have to depend on Alan Bell and Mark McIntyre to come back. And that's McIntyre with the ball now. They're two very good front row forwards for this side. And another vital mistake. So the diehards, with Rossi Henrik looking on quite happily at the moment, will come up with the loose head and feed right on East quarter. Quick feed. Daunt. He's tackled by McAlpine. Hegarty up from fullback. Will just take the settler. And right on the 22 is where he'll play it. Fuller. That's 3 gone. 20 metres out. Here are the backs. Daunt. Coyne on the fly, tackled by Trevor Cook and Greg Eastman. That's good defence. Good solid defence from the Tigers. Holmes from dummy half. Last one coming up. Coyne. Catton puts it high. It's a good one. It's on a threepenny piece. It's gone loose. Cook's come from an offside position. Unfortunate for Trevor Cook. Off an East player. Back to Cook in the field of play. And this should be 2 points for the diehards.
Well, it was better than 6. Watch it come down. I didn't touch anybody there other than diehards. Worth another look there. Didn't seem to. Here it is. Now let's just watch it. Harrison's there.
Off Harrison's hand. It could have been, oh gee, it's hard to tell, isn't it?
I don't think it did.
Very hard to tell, but the diehards have got the penalty. David Manson ruling Cook in an offside position. And so Hegarty should have no mistake with the extras. So he's scored over 100 points so far this season. 104 to be exact. Could be 106 after this. And is so. So the diehards now lead East by 8 points to 0. You're watching the Winfield State League final here on Nine's Wide World of Sports. So East have to regroup, Farmer.
Well, they will, and they'll have to regroup in that back line, both Eastman and Cook. I don't know really who's to blame because they switch about a bit. They're leaving their wingers posted with 2 and 3 men running at them, and that's just not good enough. And I expect more from Trevor Cook. He's a very talented, mature player.
Well, what is going on in the centres down there, Andrew, with this eastern suburb side?
Well, I think it must be a lack of communication. I think Farmer's pointed it out fairly well. Obviously, they're keen to stop Coyne and Daunt. Somebody's coming in and leaving their spot. As soon as somebody goes off and breaks the pattern, that's all that Valley's, a team like diehards, need to do. They make the ball do the work. Once there's a gap, they play for it, and that's what Eastman and Cook are doing at the moment.
Coyne on the quarterway. Diehards lead by 8 points to 0 in the Winfield State League final. Hegarty. Harrison will let it bounce. and McDonald might get there to it first. No, Harrison decides it's mine, and Shields cuts him down like a machete. Great tackle. Eastman to dummy half to McAlpine to Cook. Looking for Dowden, quickly found him. But they went across and almost back in that play, the ball, the Tigers. They need someone like this man, Alan Bell, to cart the ball forward. A front row for East will have to do it for them. Patterson to the halfway. Plays it forward and makes another 10 metres. Last tackle coming up. Neve to distribute for McAlpine. Buckley's in position. Well played. And runs it out of the quarter. Holmes.
Handy player, Holmes. Does it very well. Steadies it down.
Buckley midway between the quarter and the 22 inside his own territory. Now it's with Catton.
It's on again.
Daunt. Egan. Up goes Eastman. He's missed him. Egan coming inside, picked up by the cover defence.
And if Egan had come outside, they were gone again.
Daunt for, oh dear, Johnny Butler. Can't afford those.
Fundamentals. In a final, let's have a look at it. He's in the dark there as it comes out of the shadows, but...
touch judge on in the meantime. Actually, one of the touch judges in this match is Barry Gomersall. That's Ken Heisler, who is in to talk to David Manson. Barry Gomersall on the other side with the red flag as the penalty goes to Eastern Suburbs. Against Catton for an incorrect feed. McAlpine to find touch on that grandstand side. 16 minutes gone. Diehards leave 8-0. Neve, McIntyre, 27 metres out from the line. McAlpine picking up Bell, and he was
suicidal. That he should have dummied.
McAlpine giving it to Patterson. And David Patterson's tackle 10 metres from the quarter.
He's running very tentatively, Patterson. He's having a look around. He should just get it and motor like this bloke.
Well, he was in doubt before the match with an injury sustained from Friday night, Mick, and it looks as though he's feeling it.
Well, he shouldn't be on the paddock.
Linking here for Cook, trying to get around Egan. He can't do so. Patterson. And that will stay in the field of play by Peter Shields, and he'll be tackled by Mark McDonald. So Hegarty goes to dummy half, picking up Walker. This will be for Fuller. Back around to Holmes, and Cullen will run it straight. He's tackled by Eastman. Things starting to slow just a fraction as we come towards the midway to the first half. That was a forward pass, a mile from Coyne to Strasser.
But still that problem's there for the East team. Strasser tried to flick it because he knew there was a man over outside, and away they went again. Now watch this. Strasser's forward. Couldn't do anything about the pass too. Strasser was forward. But
so here's an interesting tactic from East. I think they need a confidence booster. The 2 points they're not interested in. They want 4 and a possible 6. Can they hold the ball for 6 tackles? Bell has tackled 5 metres out. Neve, who's this for? It's for Patterson. Back to Smith. Oh, Smith is only 1.5 metres from the line. McDonald to dummy half. Then it goes across McAlpine, who's in almost into space. He's a 1/2 metre out. Warren Neve to distribute. Staines on the burst. Staines held onto. The diehards defend on the left. McDonald's put it down. It's gone backwards. It's picked up by Patterson. He'll be tackled by Buckley. And this is the last tackle. Put it up as the call. Well, someone better catch it first or put it up. Harrison does so. And Shields takes it and runs right through the East defence.
And East weren't even interested in chasing that ball.
Walker.
Unbelievable.
playing it just outside the quarter now, Strasser.
Darren Smith just looked at it. He could have gone in for the kill.
I think the mistake from East was no one knew who was going to kick the ball. Fuller. Whoops. That's knocked and knocked on. 20 minutes gone in the first half. 8-0 the Diehards lead, and that's what they got their eyes set on. The Winfield State League Cup. He's coming up with the ball with McAlpine. Smith. Tackle just outside the quarter. East have got to put a bit of thrust into it. McIntyre, they need something down there, Andrew, a turbo boost or something.
Yeah, well, they turn into a different team once they get in the opponent's 22. They seem to panic. Well, they're in there now. We'll see if they can do something with it, but they should have scored at the last set of 6 tackles. Bad pass from dummy half, bad kick. It's been the pattern the last few weeks for the Tigers.
McAlpine, Staines, Eastman ran in front of him, so Staines went on his own.
That's what Andrew is talking about, panic. Now, Eastman overran him by miles. It'd be better to come in and have a look at this kick. That is panic.
McAlpine's put it backwards, but he'll recover. Gives it to McDonald. He'll kick ahead. Now, there's no one there, and it could go out in goal. As a matter of fact, that was good thinking from McDonald. There was no one home in the corner, and the bounce could have went anywhere.
Well, he tried it the other night, and it did beautifully. He tried 2 in the one movement, and there was nothing wrong with that one. You'll see it. Here they come, both players. And, oh, I tell you, he just tapped it. It could have stayed in too.
I think East are going to need someone like McDonald who can score from broken play.
Well, he has that ability not to panic, and I really feel that Harrison's wasted back there at fullback too. I'd have him. He has a bit of thrust. I don't know what Eastman's like, or even Cook. Cook's a pretty mature player. Andrew, wouldn't you be bringing a fellow with a bit of penetration up into that back line?
Oh, undoubtedly. I think their best backs are the fellow with the ball now, McDonald and Harrison, and the more you can play them, the better. I think Eastman, who's played a lot of reserve grade, is feeling his way, and you can't afford to feel your way in this type of football. Harrison, he's there at fullback now. He's got to take the onus on his own shoulders and involve himself. He's not in the centres, he's not on the wing, so he's got to make his own mind up, involve himself, and I think East will be the better for it.
But maybe also, hello, East are a chance now. Smith, and he can't get it down. By golly, he tried pretty hard. Centimetres out now. McDonald, penalty to East. This could be a quick play of the ball. McAlpine just settling things down. Now, I don't think he'd kick for goal. He wouldn't kick for goal earlier from an easier position. Can't see why he'd kick for one now.
What are we doing?
Neve was just going to take a tap. Gives it to Bell. One has the feeling that East really have to score here. Smith.
They won't do it like that. East is spread in the back, so
McIntyre recovers.
Panic again.
Some of these moves just not coming off. There's Harrison. He's grabbed by Egan. A couple of players a little bit uncertain where to run on certain moves. Butler, tackled by Strasser. And this is the last one. This ball will have to go up. It has. And that's the Diehards recovery with Big Hammer Walker.
Well, it might be East's lack of attack, but let's give Diehards' defence a bit of praise. They've held them out. They've been down here for the last 8 to 10 minutes, and East just don't seem to have the wherewithal to finish the movements. I don't know, Andrew, what you think, but I still feel East looked very slack in the back line.
Well, I tell you one difference between the first 20 minutes of today's game and the first 20 minutes of East semi-final on Friday, and that is the presence of Mark McIntyre. He put himself into nearly every play on Friday night. He's obviously suffering the effects, and I think he's the reason, or one of the reasons, that East aren't making much ground. He hasn't taken the sting out of the Valley's defence, and therefore the East backs have struggled a little bit. So he's going to have to, I think, start to get into things if East are going to move forward.
It's all done through the front row, isn't it, Mick?
Well, you've got to have support. Staines here is a good support forward, but he's well out wide. Doesn't support those. He's a bit wide to be supporting fellas like McIntyre and Bell.
So East are 10 metres inside their own territory. Bell. Oh, that's not very good, but it's come off okay. Cook will pick it up. Then I'll go to Dowden. If he gets the ball to McDonald, he'll have a chance. Here's plenty of cover. Harrison's lined up. It's gone to McAlpine. And that might float forward. It hasn't. McDonald's dropped it. But at least it was a bit of enterprise.
Oh, yeah, really terrific enterprising stuff. And, of course, who's involved? McDonald.
8-0 the Diehards lead. 15 minutes to go in the first half. The Winfield State League final on Nine's Wide World of Sports. The Diehards just rucking the ball out towards the quarter. They've withstood all the pressure so far from East. But it hasn't been sustained pressure from the Tigers. Chip. Chase. Smith. And he'll be tackled. Just a reminder, coming up next Wednesday night here on 9 at 8:30, the Winfield State of Origin, the 88 Challenge. That's Wednesday, May 11, 8:30. And so plenty of rugby league coming your way on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Eastman for Butler. Eastman to dummy half now. McAlpine. Dowden. Cook.
And no one outside Cook. And this penalty will relieve the pressure for Eastern Suburbs. But they've had the ball and they're not putting pressure on Diehards at all. Quite amazing.
Well, they've had plenty of opportunity. Cook is tackled by Cullen, I think, was the offender here.
Well, fair enough. He might have been offside, but he had no support. He could have got that ball away, and the advantage was really on.
So East again find themselves in the Diehards quarter. McIntyre. Neve. McAlpine. Bell. Staines. More good luck than good management, I think, that one. McAlpine. Neve. Dowden. Cook. Dowden. He's tackled by Egan.
They don't know what they're doing in attack East. I'll tell you that right now. They haven't a clue. Look at this one out. Where's the back line?
Bell's down, injured. I think he might be gone. Alan Bell, they're calling for assistance from the sideline. East just can't penetrate. They're standing flat-footed. This is the last tackle. McIntyre tries to put his foot to it. And I think that is absolutely dreadful.
This is a final. And Andrew, I'm going to bring you in again. Have you ever seen worse? Yes, but you probably can't remember when.
Well, no, I certainly haven't seen worse than a final for a while since South Rugby Union got beaten last year by Brothers. But that performance there by East was just terrible, and it's the basics that are letting them down. As I say, outside the 22, the passes are generally going in front. There's generally 2 or 3 to throw them to. As soon as they get over that line, the passes go behind. People are standing still, and they're not going to get over that important line, the try line, until they wake up to themselves.
Daunt. Harrison. And he'll be tackled midway between the 22 and the quarter inside his own territory. Dowden. He's got past Strasser. Picked up by Fuller. Now McAlpine. He's put a bit of spark in it, McAlpine. He hasn't got the speed, but he's got a bit of muscle. Now he's picked up Dowden. Bell. And once again, he's down towards the Diehards quarter. They need a try. They need a confidence booster. Eastman. And there's another East player down, injured and back play. It could be Dowden. And that'll be a Diehards ball. Steve Dowden injured and back play, but he'll be okay. I think the trainer's with him. And Hegarty rucking it out is tackled by John Butler. Holmes. Coyne. Daunt and Egan. Big Kelly Egan. Here comes Mark McDonald. Egan props. Up the middle comes Caton. Coyne can't take it. East will dive on it. Penalty, Diehards.
Well, that was unfortunate probably for East, because Diehards had them shot to pieces. And have you ever seen worse defence? They stood off Egan and watched him. Two players, East players, fell over themselves trying to defend further back down the field. And there's a comedy of errors if ever you've seen them.
That was bad luck for East. Trevor Cook's arms just knocking the ball, and the East player diving in an offside position. So that's the second time that's happened. And if Hegarty does kick the goal, that'll be 4 points the Diehards have got on a lucky basis, but by the same token, East are just not playing well enough. They've had their opportunities.
Well, it shouldn't have happened there. They should have been knocked over down here in Diehards' quarter. But, boy, the Blues have got their tails up. And I'd say the tails of eastern suburbs are slowly sinking. And it's very sad to say that. Speaking of Blues, there's a few Blue boys watching.
And they're watching Steve Hegarty at the moment. So it's 8-0 with this kick to come in favour of the Diehards. That looks all right. That's as straight as you can get. And the Diehards now go to a lead of 10 points to 0. You're watching the Winfield State League final on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Camera.
It's what, 9 minutes right now to go. They're in grave trouble. I doubt whether they can score, but they have to score before half-time, or they're in grave trouble coming into the second half, because there's a bit of a breeze sprung up and it'll be favouring the Diehards in the second half.
Fuller. Well, maybe East, they haven't been in a grand final for a while, Mick. Maybe they've forgotten how to play final-type football.
Oh, turn it up, mate. It might be final football, but fundamentals, you don't forget your fundamentals. Look at it again. If they make a break, Cook's gone infield, and Egan's out here. He's having a great time looking at Shields, or Peter Shields saying, when we get it, we'll go for another bit of a jaunt as we see a lovely kick and pressure back on East.
Or maybe there's something wrong with the defensive pattern. Maybe they are playing to a pattern, Andrew.
Well, I think if they're playing to a pattern, they've got to change it. And really that Trevor Cook and Greg Eastman, they're the men in the hot seat in the centres, have got to make up their minds. Trevor Cook might say, well, look, I'm going to take Peter Coyne, and he sticks with him, follows him all around the park. And similarly, Eastman says that, well, Kelly Egan's my man, and that's the people they worry about. If they do that, then they should fill up the gaps that are appearing all over the place at the moment.
Well, do you feel they are not nominating?
Well, it doesn't seem so. I've watched a few where Cook and Eastman are just playing behind the ruck and not moving to cover the spots that have been left by their absence. So there really doesn't seem to be a lot of talk going on.
McAlpine, now it's moved nicely with Eastman. Oh, that's good work from Walker. The big front row has got over and cover.
But once again, Eastman didn't look left or right. He was looking at the ground as he ran, and that's not on.
Dowden held on to midfield. Eventually, Coyne and Cullen put him down. Last tackle coming up. 7 minutes to go to half-time. The Diehards lead 10-0. McAlpine for Buckley. Well, it'll be Hegarty. Buckley will be with him if he needs him. But he'll run it out on his own. Gets around Patterson. Runs straight up the middle of the ruck and makes it outside the quarter. Fuller. They come the same side with Strasser. See, I don't know whether East were back to 5 in that play of the ball.
Well, they were, but Mr. Manson ran forward as he just did then.
Hegarty getting the kick away. That's for Harrison. Coyne waits for him with Williams and Egan, and Coyne gets him on the first tackle, one-on-one. Now it's with Trevor Cook. Nicely tackled by Strasser. Bell. I suppose this would be new for a lot of these fellows backing up, Mick, from a Friday night to a Sunday afternoon. Staines. Where's the support? Here's Harrison. And he's tackled.
He wasn't tackled, he stopped. I must admit he got hold of him, but he didn't go on with it.
McAlpine. Cullen the tackler, smothering the ball. This is the last one coming up. Who's the kicker? Staines. It's come off Coyne. Oops, and a mistake by Buckley. So East will get another chance with the loose head and feed just outside the Diehards quarter. 5 minutes to go before half-time.
There's the errors. East 7, Diehards 5. I'm sure East made more errors than that. But they haven't, I'm assured. It just looks that way.
Dowden. Now McAlpine. Eastman. Cook. Now there's a bit of room. Cook. Only a couple of metres out. Coyne's down, hurting. Back play, so Diehards with 12 defending. Now it's with McAlpine. Over the top to Staines. Ian Staines towards the line.
Oh, hogged it, Staines. He should have just got it and let it go.
Smith from dummy half. He's a metre out. Neve. Can't get over. Walker the tackler. Last one coming up. What do they do now? McAlpine. Kick. And that's dropped, and that will be a try. Well, Peter Shields has butchered it. And Mark McDonald. 3 tries on Friday night and another one today, and that's what East needed. A lucky try, but they're back in the match.
There's Morris still not smiling, but just watch this. He's been trying it once again. The bounce didn't favour Shield. It probably could have gone, but the bounce, and he was into the sun. I'm not making excuses for him. Let's watch it again.
We've made 2. The bounce is no good. He was into the sun.
Well, look at that. Fair dinkum. It was going at him, and it's hit the end and buffed up. No, I won't knock him on that one. You have a look at it. Here it comes. Now, it comes at 100 mile an hour, and then just as he's about to set for it, like a wicket keeper, she's gone over the top of the head.
I might have been a bit severe on
I think you were. There he is, Mark McDonald. We've seen this quite often. His little, what do you call it? Profile, sitting up there.
One thing I like about Mark McDonald, he's got a bad habit of scoring tries. And that's his 8th for the season, Andrew.
Yes, I wonder if Des Morris has been copying the Cronulla tactic in Sydney. They've been using that grubber kick across field. Yesterday it didn't work for them because Manly picked it up 3 times, but worked against the Broncos, and it's obviously worked for Des today.
Well, they certainly needed something to happen. It's happened at the right time, so it's 10-4 with the kick to come. So even at 10-4 at half-time, it gives them a chance to regroup. But anyway, let's have a look here. We might make it 10-6. This will be a good kick if Butler can stab this through. He's hit it pretty well. That's in for mine. Yep. Up and over. Great kick, Johnny Butler. That'll spur the Tigers on. And Diehards lead East by 10 points to 6. 2 minutes to half-time.
Well, they have done that, and they need another one now, East, but that still didn't, they didn't do it with any, probably I shouldn't say finesse.
Convincing.
No, they didn't finish it like a movement passing the ball. They had to kick it over to the opposition's defence, and when that happens, I'm always worried that they can't seem to crack the line. It's the last, it's the 2 of spades, isn't it? Last card in the deck when you've got to score tries like that. I don't know what you think, Andrew. It's
2 of spades is all right if you've got 3 other 2s with you. Just outside or inside the quarter is where McIntyre takes it forward. I think East and Des Morris will be very, very happy to go to the break at 10-6 down after what could have been anything in the first 15 or 20 minutes of the game.
Well, we see Harrison joining the back line, and if he'd have done it all the first half, but he wasn't watching, he was watching the gap. There's Des.
If he'd have taken that ball, Harrison, he would have been away.
Well, there's Des Morris. I'm a bit with him. No wonder he's not smiling. That was a golden opportunity.
60 seconds to the break, and the diehards have got the ball inside East quarter. Tony Catton's tackle now. This is a testing time for East. On the clock, 53 seconds to the break. Daunt, he's tackled. Holmes, Fuller. Now they outline on the left side of the field. It'll come the open side through Catton and Coyne. Long pass to Hegarty. Hegarty be tackled by McDonald. 10 metres out from the line, 30 seconds to the break. Coyne. Got it back to Shields. And they went backwards on that occasion, and East might have come up with the ball. East possession. A couple of tackles only before half-time with Staines. Getting up slowly to play the ball. Staines and Cullen having a little bit of a altercation. Then the diehards offside.
It was no wonder, because Cullen came in and hit him with a beautiful tackle. That's what he was dirty about.
McAlpine finds touch just short of the halfway. That was forward. He's got him. Now Hegarty can kick 2 points from there. I would say Hegarty will definitely have a go for goal from there, and he certainly can get the distance. But what about that for fundamental errors?
What about that? Can't believe it. I'm sitting here watching a final, and they do something like that. Watch this now. If they were going to do anything, it would have been stand deep and then get the best kicker you've got and put it in the air until it's got ice on it, and then chase it. But what do? Stand around like a raw bunch of prawns and then pass it forward. And this bloke's a good chance. If it's straight, it'll be over.
Well, he won't have any trouble getting the distance if he hits it right. I've seen him kick goals from halfway before, Hegarty. He's scored 106 points so far this season.
Tell you what, I can't...
110, I forgot the other one he got earlier. So he can certainly kick goals. He's, what, Mick, just a shade to the right of the uprights, I suppose?
Oh, yes, it's a full-blooded halfway kick. But the big crowd here will give him what for if he can put it over, especially those diehard supporters. But he has got the potential.
And this could be a psychological blow if he does put it over. It's 10-6 at the moment in favour of the diehards. And Hegarty with a chance a long way out. Thumpo. He's got the distance, but it's away. That'll be half-time in the Winfield State League, and the diehards lead East by 10 points to 6.
Well, obviously, that's, you know, we have been failing to get over the line there, but I think we can do something about that at half-time. There's a few moves that we're not thinking about out there, and we're just probably not running on the right angles, but I'm fairly happy with the way they've been going. You know, we've been playing in their territory most of the time, as you say. Everyone's playing fairly well, I feel.
Defensively, when diehards do spread it wide, there seem to be a few gaps appearing from time to time. Can you solve that problem?
Well, I think that was early in the game when they scored that try and immediately after, but I think since then we've tightened up and rectified that problem. But there was a problem early, but you know.
Well, what'll be the key? What'll be the key thing you'll be telling them at half-time?
Well, I think just to stick to the game plan and not to get carried away. You know, I still think we can win the game, and we're certainly going to go out there and put our best foot forward. I think we just got to stick to it, and I think the breaks will come, and I think we can be a lot more effective in their 25.
Thanks very much, Des.
OK, let's have a look at the facts and figures at half-time. And the penalties favouring East 5-3, the scrums 5-4 in favour of the diehards. 1 try apiece. The goals, the difference, 3 to the diehards, 1 to Eastern Suburbs, giving us a half-time scoreline of 10 points to 6 in favour of the diehards. One of the players in our match this afternoon will win a great prize, compliments of Panasonic, for becoming the man of the match. It's the RX FM30 stereo radio cassette recorder for the man of the match this afternoon in the Winfield State League final. While we're talking about competitions, what about our competition for the tickets to the second state of...
Inside their own quarter. Oh, that's gone loose. That was good tackling. So the Diehards have a chance to come up with possession right on the east quarter.
Patterson there dropping that ball. Wasn't the best pass, but not good stuff.
Catton with the ball. Diehards now inside Eastern Suburbs quarter. The Diehards lead 10-6. Fuller will play it. Here's Strasser on the fly. He's 10 metres out from the line. Catton, Daunt, Coyne, well tackled. Good defence from Eastman. Buckley to dummy half. He'll be tackled by Warren Neve. This is the last one. Daunt to put this in the air. It's high. That's the changeover as Shields came up with possession. Patterson running it out, 10 metres outside his own line. We find out what happened at the half-time break. We'll go to Andrew Slack.
Well, Diehards coach Ross Henrik has just emphasised no mistakes. He doesn't believe East can score unless Diehards do make the mistakes, although he has singled out Harrison, the East fullback, to be one to watch. So if they put him on the ground, he believes they'll be OK. The mood in the Valley's dressing shed was really quite vocal, everybody egging each other on, while in the Tigers' dressing shed was quite reserved, with Des Morris just going through things, emphasising no panic and saying when they get in the opposition's 22, stand deep and try and turn their attack into points.
Well, let's see if they do that. McAlpine for Buckley. He's really knocked that back. And Buckley's tackled 10 metres outside the quarter. 10-6 the lead for the Diehards. Hegarty. Fuller. Now it's back for Coyne, and that's a nice kick if it rolls the right way. It just will stay in the field of play, and Mark McDonald will pick it up, and then he throws the pass to Harrison. He's missed by Coyne, and Catton gets him. He's starting to move the ball with Dowden. Just a reminder too to our viewers that if at full time both teams are on equal points, it will then go on most tried scored. And if that is equal, as McAlpine, who's played very well here today, is given the don't argue by Kelly Egan. Back to Staines. Now it's with Butler. And Holmes is going to be spoken to.
And well, he might for that one. There's the penalties. 6-3 favouring East. But you'll remember that one, Butler.
So Eastern Suburbs finding possession. McIntyre, that's more like it from McIntyre. That's what we saw on Friday night, and here's his partner in crime, Alan Bell. Back to Warren Neve. Easter looking with a little bit of zip, 10 metres out from the line. Who's this for? It's for Staines. 2 metres out. Patterson. McAlpine. Walker waits for him. Puts him down. He's only 5 metres out from the line. Diehards lead 10-6. Smith.
Smith had to run. There was no one to pass it to on this side.
And this is the last tackle. Goes to McAlpine. That comes off. And a Diehards player off the foot, and Diehards dive on the ball. And so just outside from their own line is where Buckley, I even think he had thought about passing that, goes to ground. So as the Diehards ruck the ball out, just a reminder, if it is equal points from both teams at full time, the winner will be decided firstly on the most tries scored. If that's equal, then it's on the most penalties received. and then it goes on the first try scored, then the first score, and then the first penalty received. So no extra time will be played. That's for Harrison. Wayne Cullen was the tackler. Now it's with McAlpine to Cook. Pass to Staines. He gets around Buckley. Gives it to Butler. There's enough cover with Daunt, and Daunt wraps him up, ball and all. McDonald to dummy half. Now for Patterson. Still going Patterson. Now it's with Staines. And David Manson's deemed that to be knock 4.
And Staines still running far too far with the ball. He should have unloaded quickly to the faster men, but he goes the extra 3 or 4 steps and gets himself into heaps of trouble. As we watch the replay here, he was having a bit of a spell out there, actually.
Hegarty comes into the back line and is hit by Trevor Cook, and good defence. Now it goes to Buckley. He takes it outside the quarter. Diehards lead 10-6, and there's 7 minutes gone.
Is it my imagination, or are East tackling with a bit more venom?
I think they've got a little bit more sting into their play. Strasser and Dowden was the tackler. Good work from Steve Dowden. Williams, just keeping in mind that Henrik has up his sleeve, Mick, probably his trump card, and Rion Pearce is on the sideline, the big front rower. Pearce came on in the second half, as he usually does for the Diehards, and created absolute havoc the other night against Toowoomba. And I would say that the same plan would be mooted this afternoon. And the man that he replaced on Friday night was Lindsay Williams, so we'll see what happens in the next 10 minutes or so. Smith putting on the toe. Smith, he's got Cook.
Couldn't give it to Cook. Cook was covered by Egan.
Now it's with Butler, McAlpine, Staines. Staines, 10, 11 metres out from the line. It'll go to Neve. McAlpine, Dowden, Patterson, McDonald. Taken by Shields. Last one coming up. McAlpine reversing. It goes to Patterson. And now McDonald, they lay off him, inside to Harrison, and that's a try. East have done it, they did it on the final tackle. That's not good football from the Diehards. Darryl Harrison in to score. It's 10-all.
Oh, but top marks to McDonald. The try wasn't on, but he knew Harrison was coming like... Now watch this. He calls, watch it. McDonald's got it, bit of a flick. I know you're there somewhere, because he heard the call, and that's what this bloke with the ball, Harrison, should have been doing all day, running onto it. But that was lovely football and top marks. The try wasn't on unless McDonald did what he had to do. And this is where he stood the defence up, and the call came, and zippity-doo-dah. And that's more like it.
Watch the performance of Alan Bell. There is number 11 when Harrison scores the try. Up goes the hands. There's McDonald setting up, Harrison inside, and just see if Bell comes into your screen. There's a close-up of Harrison putting the ball down. And there's Alan Bell. Well, we just don't see his reaction, but it was something to something of elation. Well, Darryl Harrison has certainly created an impression in the Brisbane competition this year. Particularly, we saw him on the wing early in the season. He said his last couple of games at fullback. But once again, Mark McDonald, everything seems to happen with East, happens around Mark McDonald in that back line somehow, and he's a long way away from the plate.
I'd have him in there, in the back line further. Andrew, you really think so?
Yes, Michael. I noticed then that Harrison, the last few play the balls, was just hanging around behind McDonald, waiting for the break, which he eventually got and was there to back up and score.
Butler, not one of his Sunday best. And so we've got an even ball game. 10-all East and Diehards in the final of the Winfield State League, coming your way on Nine's Wide World of Sports. So far, Mick, apart from the first 10 or 15 minutes where the Diehards were in full cry, East have done all the attacking.
Yes, but not too effectively, I might add. Only, as we say, when McDonald and these fellas handle the ball, and he looks as though he's going to do something, because at all times he holds the ball in 2 hands, and he's thinking.
McIntyre. That's the 22. and that's Patterson. Almost away, Patterson. Coyne held on to him. Now it's on the short side with Bell. Inside, Cook called well. Butler. Good calling from Trevor Cook.
Hang on to it, Joe.
Last one coming up. I'll tell you what, Coyne's not back on side. Hegarty. Only 4 metres out from the line. There's a couple of diehards players not too good at the moment. Wayne Cullen is one, Shane Buckley's another, and Peter Coyne's another. They're all offside, really, and Hegarty's crook after playing the ball. So I think Rossi Henrik will have to do some thinking about replacements very shortly for his side. He'll have to start thinking quickly because Tony Catton's put the ball down. And Easter come up with the loose head and feet, only 10 metres out from the line.
Well, you can see what pressure does, and East are applying the pressure the first time in this match, and the diehards are making mistakes. And Andrew, that's what they should have been doing early on.
Yes, I think it's all a matter of depth. They're running onto the ball. People are supporting. Here it is again with Cook doing the same thing. He had a choice of player to throw it to, decided to hold on. So they've obviously responded to Des Morris at half-time.
Ian Staines, only about 5 metres out from the line. Neve goes to dummy half through McAlpine. Long pass to Darren Smith. Crawling, edging, creeping his way towards the 10-metre line and the try line. He'll play it to Dowden if he can get to his feet. Bell standing in tackles now, the Tigers. McDonald to dummy half, to McAlpine, to Staines. Can't get the hands free. Last one coming up. Die hard to be put under more pressure. Neve, McAlpine. Now they move it quickly to Cook. Harrison's wrapped up by Buckley. That's tackle number 6.
Well done, Buckley. He had heaps of them running at him. A yellow horde, but he stopped it. Oh, the referee got in the road there.
On the quarter line is where the diehards will play it with Cullen through Buckley. It's quickly moved out to Egan, and Egan will be tackled. That's better cover from the Tigers. Wayne Cullen, I don't know how much longer he'll stay on the field. He's a passenger at the moment for the diehards. Lindsay Williams is tackled. Right on the quarterway, Holmes, Hegarty. Now, did McDonald touch it?
No, but he didn't get near it either. He was no chance. He was in no man's land and couldn't do anything about that one. Diehards off the hook here.
David Manson having a bit of trouble getting the scrum down. McAlpine feeds, penalty, diehards. Shane Buckley still down, injured and back play. Now Egan's holding his left hand. By golly, it's like Custer's last stand out there for the diehard farmer.
Well, that's what I said, that these guys played Toowoomba the other night, and those galloping Clydesdales didn't miss them, I'll tell you. And it's just starting to come out.
Rion Pierce is warming up on the sideline. I'd say we'll see him on very shortly. Daunt. Daunt's 15 metres out from the line. Holmes to distribute. Catton, Coyne, Fuller.
Oh, that was danger then for East. They were in trouble with defence again.
Coyne long pass to Daunt. Daunt inside the 10-metre line. He'll play it to Catton. The diehards to give it to Buckley.
Where's their forwards?
Buckley's only 8 metres out. Dowden's hurt. This is Cullen. Cullen's only a metre out in the last tackle coming up. Pressure time now for Eastern Suburbs. Holmes, short side, Coyne gives it to Buckley, and that is a good try. Oh, that's a good, smart try from Peter Coyne. Shane Buckley in to score, and the diehards regain the lead. They lead 14-10.
And watch the quick thinking of the dummy half here. Beautifully done, Holmes. And that was beautifully done also by Peter Coyne, the captain. He moved the ball beautifully, and watch this. That was great dummy half play, and even better play from Coyne, and beautiful positional play by the winger.
Oh, Coyne really stood McDonald up here, held the ball, waited till McDonald committed to Buckley and went past him, and Buckley was unopposed in the run of the post. So that was a very, very clever try. Nothing sensational, Farmer, but clever.
And professional. And that Holmes, I gave him a rap before, and he picked it. He knew they were light. There's Buckley's profile, but he's playing better and better too. Young kid. But East, they were playing well too, East, but they were that keen to come up. It's the first time they were that keen to come up that the diehards, with some quick thinking from the hooker Billy Holmes, at dummy half, blew it for them.
So Hegarty has the ball set just outside the 22. He's about a couple of metres in from touch. The diehards already lead 14-10. We'll know shortly whether it will be 16. How's that? Can't get much straighter than that. What a great kick from Steve Hegarty. And the diehards now lead by 16 points to 10. 18 minutes gone to the second half of the Winfield State League final from Lang Park. Still dummy. Back inside to Butler. Butler is tackled by Hegarty in the last line of defence. Great work from Steve Dowden. He was like a magician then. Now he's throw it. Cook. Kick ahead. McDonald is flying. He's knocked it forward. Oh, that was hellishingly close.
Oh, good individual attack from Eastern Suburbs prior to that movement. And full marks to Cook because he really couldn't pass the ball out over the top. That was a bit dodgy too, so he took the second option. Oh, that was close. Pretty close, Andrew, eh?
Back to the quarter. Holmes gives it to Walker. I don't know, Andrew Slack. Everywhere Mark McDonald goes is trouble for the diehards.
Well, I don't know about the trouble, but if they do win this cup today, they should get fullback Steve Hegarty first sip out of it. He saved a couple of tries last line of defence. He played a big hand in their first try, and he's kicking goals from everywhere. Super game from Steve Hegarty.
Now it's with Coyne for touch. McDonald will have to hurry unless it's too big. It is too big. You're right on the spot. Hard to tell from here, Andrew. How far out was that?
Oh, it was a good metre or so, Alan. There wasn't really much doubt in it once it left the boot from here, but he's usually a bit more accurate. I think we can forgive him one.
And we'll see East. They have the put in. They must get the ball. Oh, dodgy way to get it, but they did.
Dowden. Daunt puts his opposite number down. McAlpine on the short side with Cook. Trevor Cook tackled. He's about 30 metres out. McAlpine. Bell. Neve. McAlpine. McIntyre. 24 metres from the try line. 16-10 is the lead for the diehards. The Winfield State League final. Staines takes it inside the 22. 18 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Neve. Patterson. David Patterson. Now he finds support of McAlpine. And McAlpine's 11 metres out. Last tackle coming up. Neve. Kick high. And that's taken well by Peter Shields under enormous pressure. Plays it with Strasser. Good ball skill from Ziggy Strasser to pick that up one hand. Pretty dangerous close to the line.
Certainly was, and great defence from the lock forward on 2 occasions now. Darren Smith playing well indeed.
Peter Shields takes it 10 metres out from the line. East endeavouring to hold the diehards close down to their own try line. Last tackle coming up. The diehards 5 metres inside their own quarter. Hegarty, that's come off Bell, so that'll be 6 to go with Daunt, and he's got a bit of room to move. Whoops, that's well taken, Tony Catton, and the diehards are at the quarter. touched, another 6 to go. There's no back line. Dawn will have to go on his own, and he takes it to the quarter. Diehard's all bunched up, centre field. Cullen. Catton, Dawn, Coyne, floats one to Shields. His rule, that's gone forward, David Manson.
But Coyne got outside again. Every time he's getting that pass and sucking them in and getting the ball away to the man outside. Heaps of trouble then. Look at it. There's the replay. And Staines was coming across, but he was shot. The winger would have been gone. Shields.
McAlpine, Dowden, Eastman, Cook, Roundo Eastman. Inside to Harrison. Hegarty will get him, and also Stephen Buckley.
Now, that wasn't the time to do the double because Harrison was coming into the back line, but they doubled and he overran the pass and had to go back.
Eastman inside the 22. Harrison, McAlpine, Patterson. Right on the quarter, he's tackled. Now it's with Bell. Oh, he's wrong-footed. Strasser set up Patterson nicely. Patterson 10 metres out from the try line. Diehards turn to defend. They lead 16-10 in the State League final. The Winfield State League final. Dowden, Staines, tackle by Holmes and Catton. Last one, kick will be on the way. Up it goes from McAlpine. Hegarty, it's a tricky one. Hegarty and Buckley in each other's road, taken in the field of play, and it's to come back to the quarter.
There it is. Couldn't do much else here. Oh, a little bit of a fight over it. No call.
Holmes just outside the quarter. Rion Pierce on the sideline waiting to come on. Fuller. Tim Fuller tackled. We'll see who Pierce replaces. Coyne again trying to set up the outside men. Floated a nice pass to Shields. He kicks ahead. There's too much cover. McAlpine. There's one fella that doesn't deserve to be in a losing team today, even if they go down, is this fellow, Craig McAlpine. He's had a gem of a game. Harrison, Strasser's got hold of him. Good anticipation from Strasser, lined him up.
Bad pass. They should have seen him coming onto him and dummied.
Bell. 15 minutes to go, 16-10 the lead for the Diehards.
Price is on.
Dowden trying to get the pass away. Now 16 for Eson as Brad Price. That's him with the ball now. Oh, welcome to the Winfield State League final, son, from Bill Holmes and Ziggy Strasser. McAlpine. Back to Price, then came back to Patterson. Price. Lindsay Williams is off. That's the changeover meantime. Diehards in possession. Rion Pierce has come on for the Diehards. Lindsay Williams has gone off. And Pierce has put the first one down. East back in possession. Staines. Cook. Couldn't get his pass away. Well tackled by Shane Buckley. Staines on the blind side, and we're getting to a very tender point of the match now, Andrew Slack.
Yeah, surprisingly, though, in the changes, Rion Pierce still about to come on. He's been warming up, but they did replace Lindsay Williams with Shane Kelly, who's wearing 16 jersey. Mark McIntyre for East, who's had a much better second half, has come off with a cut to the head. And as we see, Brad Price has already had a part of the game.
Now it's with Smith.
Oh, that was another suicide pass. Smith hit by his opposite number.
The Diehards were offside in the play of the ball. David Manson let it go. And again, we have the changeover. Buckley. Holmes to dummy half. Catton is tackled. Holmes. Now they're at the quarterway. The Diehards lead 16-10. A try here would just about wrap it up, but a penalty might be just as good.
Well, I think the referee's a bit solid here. He didn't give a penalty when the diehards are offside, and he's getting tough with East when they're in their own quarter. They've got to be fair both ways. Got a few more changes lining up there, Andrew.
Yes, Mick. Well, not a good one for East, I wouldn't think. They've lost fullback Daryl Harrison. Nicky Muir, number 14, has come on. He may be able to create a few things, but I do think they'll lose that thrust from the back.
So Muir in 14, Brad Price in 16. For the die-hard, Shane Kelly's in 16.
There's Morris. He's got a few problems. East have looked good, and yet the points have been mounting against them when they've looked good in this second half.
Plenty of time left was the call. Let's go. Well, I'll tell you exactly how much time's left. 11 minutes and 40 seconds. Hegarty. Up and over. So now the diehards have an 8-point margin. They lead East by 18 points to 10. You're watching the Winfield State League final on Nine's Wide World of Sport. Just outside the quarter is where the diehards have it with Cullen. Kelly to dummy half. Catton on his own. Needed a runner. Buckley has to zoom into dummy half. He'll pick up Strasser. Strasser running across field, trying to set up somebody. Gone loose, and Daunt will pick it up. And East will just swarm on him. Brad Price. He's got the pass back to Kelly, so Kelly will be swarmed on as well. Last one, Fuller on his own on the blind side. Pretty adventurous stuff from Tim Fuller. John Butler, almost to the halfway. 8.5 minutes to go. Patterson. Bell on a borderline pass. Nicky Muir. Tackled by Strasser, back to Patterson. Eastern Suburbs centre field, 35 metres out. McAlpine looking for Staines on the inside.
Telegraphed it. They knew he was coming miles away.
Neve, Bell, back to Neve. Last one. Muir, they're going to run it now. McAlpine chips. Here comes Walker. Hegarty, good call. You've got to hear him call mine. Walker was in his road. Walker heard the call and Hegarty took the ball. Hammer Walker to run it towards the quarter. Fuller. Not much of Tim Fuller, but he's a goer.
Fuller, I thought he was a pretty big lad. He's tall anyway.
Kelly. Now it's gone to Catton, to Daunt, and then to Egan running onto it hard. He's wrapped up out wide. Staines was over the top, and underneath was Steve Dowden. Now it's with Buckley. Daunt on the short side into Shields, and he'll drop it, regather, drop it, regather, drop it, regather, drop it. Blimey, Charlie. Scrum.
And in comes Mr. Gomersall. He's reporting a change of play.
Tim Fuller off, Rion Pearson. Just a reminder, of course, next Wednesday night here at 8:30 on Channel 9, the Winfield State of Origin, the 88 Challenge. A full replay from 8:30, and that should give selectors and Wayne Bennett the green light to whom they want to play in the Queensland State of Origin match, maybe even the series. Just over 6 minutes remaining. Cullen hurt early in the second half but has recovered. As an East player down and back play. Pearce. Now it's Holmes. Catton. Last one coming up. Buckley's offside, mile offside. A field goal attempt from Daunt, not even close. And so the play to come back to the Port away. 6 minutes to go in the Winfield State League final, and it's the Diehards leading East 18-10.
Academy Award winner Sir John Mills stars in the heartwarming Australian miniseries Spit McPhee.
You think I'm mad, huh?
A young boy's special love for a mad old man.
Something must be done.
And a town that didn't know what was best for either of them.
Adopt him.
Go away, Gaggy, and don't come back. McPhee, come back here.
A magnificent cast, a superb miniseries. Spit McPhee premieres Tuesday, 7:30 on Channel 9.
You'll save if you buy right now because factory bonuses mean your Toyota dealer has a special low price on Toyota Corollas and Toyota Camrys. So you'll get an unbeatable trade-in offer and a winning deal. But only if you buy right now because your Toyota dealer is out to win your business. That's why his record-breaking deals run rings around the rest.
Here's a fabulous two-record offer from J&B Records, a treasury of Australian song. This is our heritage. 40 glorious songs that help form the Australian national character, performed by a genuine Australian bush band. A must for every Australian family. Extraordinary value at record stores everywhere.
The complete two-record set for only $15.99. A very special bicentennial offer from J&B.
Cullen. Pearce. Well, with just on 4 minutes remaining, Andrew, what are the tactics for East?
Well, I don't know what East can do now. I think they've just got to spin it and hope for the best. They've only got 4 minutes left. I don't think they can score twice, but gee, they've improved in the second half. They've really put in, but I just don't think they've got the firepower now. The Diehards' defence has showed that it's up to it, and I think they'll go out winners, get the second trophy out of 2 so far contested this year.
That's dropped, and that'll be East possession. Cook. Well, with just over 3.5 minutes remaining, we might start our summaries. And Andrew, you're closest to the action down there. Well, first. Hang on, this could be a try. It will be. Well, you can hold your summary for a little while. Tony Catton's in to score. But East, they had to do something, Mick. They took the risk and paid for it.
I see. Well, there's one disappointed man still sitting on the ground, Bell. He made one hell of a botch of it. I don't know what he was trying to do. We only see the kick ahead and the drop on it, but they passed the ball to him. Here it is. Now, look at him. He goes, well, I can't pick it up. I'll let it bounce. Now, I don't know what happened, but just as he was thinking about dropping on it, it was towed ahead, and that little will-o'-the-wisp captain says, thank you very much. I'll run right under you. But a bit sad because Bell, look at him lying in the back play there. Very disappointed with himself, but he couldn't pick it up cleanly. Didn't want to knock it on, so he thought it'd be a nice bounce. It was a shocking bounce and a try to the Diehards.
22-10. Stephen Hegarty, formerly with St George in Sydney. A couple of years now in Brisbane. Very, very handy player. Very good goal kicker. Safe under the high ball. Good defence. Good link man. Good team man.
He's played with an injury too. He was injured badly halfway through the first half, but he still took the bombs as they were coming down.
And just takes his time. And over. So the Diehards lead East by 24 points to 10. And there's exactly 2 minutes remaining as we go now to Andrew Slack and your summary.
Well, Ross Henrik, first of all, is giving all his squad a run. Paul Fitzgerald and Daryl Pitt are going on now. They're replacing Peter Shields and Wayne Cullen. Fitzgerald in 15, Pitt in 17. Well, East's really improved. A gutsy effort in the second half, but just didn't have it. Diehards have proved they're the best team in the competition at this stage of the year. But Harrison and McDonald again for East were very good. Cook improved his game in the second half, got things moving. Darren Smith, I think, was East's best player for the 80 minutes. He really tried. Staines made a few mistakes, as Mick had pointed out, but really he was left on his own a lot. So I think he tried extremely hard. And Alan Bell, well, he mucked up that last try, but he did enough work. For Diehards, well, again, the class showed out, the class of people like Peter Coyne and Brett Daunt. We've talked about them a lot, but they deserve talking about. They're a great couple of players. Wayne Cullen, again, a very courageous effort and just keeps going all the time. Bill Holmes, probably not the best rake in Brisbane, but certainly around the paddock and from dummy half, he's a very good player. And Stephen Hegarty is about to kick from halfway. He kicked one from inside his own half early this season. First time I've seen it here since about Nev Harmon's days, but Hegarty's had a magnificent game, I think, in both attack, defence and this, his special art of goal kicking. A good game, a real final.
Farmer?
Well, he started off too slowly and they weren't in the game. They started in the second half and got a bit of a kick and looked as though they could go on with it, but the Diehards, good team. Yes, they are the best team in the comp, as we see Hegarty lining up here. Mark McDonald, once again their best player. Every time he touched the ball, he added some thrust, and he's a player that galvanises the crowd into action. Darren Smith, the best of the forwards, followed closely by Patterson, and as we watch this slammer, and it looks pretty good.
Oh, ripper. An absolute curler from Steve Hegarty. 26 to 10 now, the lead for the Diehards.
And there she goes. And in the Diehards have really played well. And my man of the match, the bloke that kicked that goal, Hegarty, he defended. He did everything beautifully. Try-saving tackles and put all the points on the board, or put plenty on. He's my man of the match.
Steve Hegarty, our Panasonic man of the match. And the Diehards are the winners in the Winfield State League for 1988. They defeat Eastern Suburbs by 26 points to 10. Sunday's major semi-final in Brisbane.
I'd like to close my cheque account, please.
Really? Customer Relations Officer?
Yes,
If you want to close your bank cheque account because they add on all sorts of charges, and open a cheque account with Suncorp Building Society because all we add is high interest, but you want to avoid the hassle, simply come into a Suncorp office, sign a form, and we'll close your bank cheque account for you.
I like that idea.
Suncorp, the helpful Queenslander.
Now, a revolution in blade shaving from Remington, the new Remington Electroblade, vibrating blade system. The high-speed motor and vibrating twin blades gently and closely shear whiskers for a smooth, comfortable shave. The Remington Electroblade glides so easily, you'll get a blade shave like you've never imagined. Safe, immersible, and cordless. The new Remington Electroblade. And for the perfect shave, use Remington precision-honed, color-coordinated Electroblades.
Whether you're buying or selling, talk to LJ Hooker.
Thank you, Mr. Hooker.
Oh, completely.
from the ground up. Yeah, V6, multi-point fuel injection, 4-speed auto, overdrive. Big. You won't miss it. Inside, it's the biggest thing we've ever built. Where do you drive it? Like it. We love it. We love it.
I get no kick from chilblains.
Hey, a bunion or corn
Doesn't thrill me at all.
But one thing is certainly true.
That I get a kick out of you.
Yes, I get a kick out of you.
South Australian mates Darren Cale and Mark Woodford have advanced to the third round of the US Open at the expense of a couple of the big names. Cale ousted the injured Boris Becker in straight sets, while Woodford down local John McEnroe in 5. Also advancing is Queenslander John Frawley, who won a marathon 5-setter against Paul Annacone. But all the accolades are for Cale after his polished performance against the 5th seed.
At their last encounter at Queen's in the lead-up to Wimbledon, Cale offered little resistance. But this time it was a different story, with Becker the one under pressure from the outset. Hard court is Cale's favourite surface, and he showed great court coverage to take the first set 6-3. Becker then called for the trainer for treatment to blisters. The former Wimbledon champion even contemplated retiring. He played on, though, only to lose the second set as Cale took full control at the net.
Woodford have had such tremendous years in 88, I'm not sure which one deserves the Most Improved Player of the Year award.
Match point, and Becker's longtime mentor Jan Tiriac watched in disbelief as Cale crushed the man who once reckoned the Australian wasn't much of a player. Cale successful in straight sets.
I was pretty confident today. The court suits me, the balls are good, so, I had nothing to lose.
Not to be outdone, Cale's mate Mark Woodford had his own surprise for former champion John McEnroe.
Advantage Woodford.
At 2 sets all, Woodford picked up the tempo in the decider. The stretch volley gave him a 5-1 lead.
There it is.
With wife Tatum willing a fight back, McEnroe could only watch as the Rod Laver lookalike reached match point.
Fine return from Woodford.
Coach Barry Phillips-Moore waited patiently as his rising star finished off a fading one.
There it is. Mark Woodford defeating John McEnroe in 5 sets.
It was funny, I was coming in the car and I just, was telling my parents, I really think that Darren can beat Boris, and he did so. And when we found out, my coach said, well, look, if Darren does it, you can do it.
Until I play my best, things like this are going to happen. If I don't play my best, we'll know in a year or 15 months or whatever. If I'm still losing, in these matches, then, I'll reevaluate.
Chris Bombolas, National 9 News.
A decision on whether Die Hard's halfback Brett Daunt takes his place in Sunday's major semi-final against Souths at Lang Park will be made tomorrow. Daunt has a nagging ankle injury. According to some league experts, of course, football matches are won in the front row. And on Sunday, South's big Bob Callaway will match motors with Die Hard's Greg Hammer Walker. When Walker and Callaway come together, 205 kilos of muscle are put to the test. Walker is one of the toughest players in the game, sent off 7 times, once just 30 seconds into the 1982 major semi-final. Off the field, Hammer Walker is mild-mannered, working for a Valley Chemical company.
Once I get on the field, I'm sort of a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde, but I think I approach the game aggressively, and at times it gets me into trouble, but I don't plan on changing my style at this stage of my career.
Walker has ball skills. Former Test winger Les Kiss will testify to that after the 1985 knockout semi-final. But it's been Walker's tackling which has brought him undone. Recently against Sunday's opponent Souths, Walker was given 10 minutes in the sin bin, and after he returned was lucky to finish the game. Hammer's ready for his big showdown with Bob Callaway, a man he doesn't know all that well.
Oh, we haven't really had much to do with each other, no. We just get AOA and that's it, sort of thing. He's a driving force behind there, pack of forwards at the moment. He's a bloke that's obviously got to be stopped.
At 32, Big Bob Callaway is the leading force behind the Magpies pack, and he knows facing Greg Walker is a tough essay.
On the field, he's
Does a few tackles that a few people don't like and that, you know, but he plays the game hard.
After 18 years of football, injuries have taken their toll on Bob, who seems sure to retire at the end of the season. Riding his bike with personal trainer Alec McRae is a lot easier on the joints than pounding the pavement.
A lot of cycling and that. The last 3 or 4 weeks I haven't hardly been able to run at all. I've just been relying on my natural fitness to play.
No doubt Bob will be relying on his natural fitness on Sunday if the Magpies are to stop the diehards.